Hello crafters, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube for the brand new launch of the Floral Frames and Flutters collection. That is a real mouthful and I'm not quite sure why we called it that, but we are live and I've got all of the brand new goodies to show you all today. So let me grab my iPad and I'll have a little look because I can see that lots of you have joined us already. So hello to Joanna, we've got Lorraine on YouTube, hello to Janet, Rachel, Christine's watching. Christine's done some gorgeous cards for this collection. Tracy, Betty, thank you all for joining me. Hello to Sarah as well. Oh wow, I can see that lots of you are tuning into this launch. So some of you might have noticed on YouTube this morning that the unboxing video went up. Did you like the way that we filmed that unboxing video? It was a little bit different to how we normally do things, so please do let us know. And yes, we've got the brand new goodies today. We've got an extra camera as well today, so we've got Chloe Cam in the corner over here. So hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the finished card samples a little bit closer up too. So today is going to be all about the brand new Floral Frames and Flutters collection, which will be available from our website at 6 o'clock this evening. That's UK time, so it'll be about 4 hours from now. So yes, we'll have all of the brand new goodies on there and I'm going to unbox this kit and show you it and show you exactly what you can create with it as well. So I'm going to show you the goodies, I'm going to show you lots of finished samples, and then I've got a couple of demos prepped as well so I can show you how to use it. We've already filmed some tutorials for YouTube as well, so they'll be going up over the next few weeks. Okay then, so we'll dive on in and get started. So, a little story time first. Our lovely pink boxes have unfortunately been held in at one of the ports in the UK by customs. So, we are waiting for some more boxes to get to us. So, we have only got a very limited quantity of the pink boxes for this launch. Once the pink boxes have gone, we can still supply the I Need It All kit, but it won't come in a pink box. It'll just come in a standard brown box because we've literally used everything that we've got to make up as many of these as we can. It will say on the website, if it has no note next to it, it'll be a pink box one. If on the product description it says brown box, that'll be coming to you in a brown postal box, just to make that completely clear to everyone. Okay then, so we're going to have a little look, and I'm just trying to work out which camera is going to be best to show you this one actually. I think I might go on the overhead first. So let me pop that one in. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm just going to move, I've got some bits and pieces over here. These are other new goodies. They're not included in that I Need It All though. So I'll pop these. I've got no space for anything. Pop that there. That there. We've honestly got so many finished card samples and things like that to show you all too. So I'm going to move this out the way, give myself a little bit more room. Okay then, so let's open up the box to start with. So inside it is packed with all of your gorgeous goodies. So you can see how we've got dies in here, we've got stamps in here, we've got papers, we've got some sparklers as well. So I'm going to show you everything that you get in here. What I think I'm probably going to do is talk you through it and then I'll do some close-ups on the other camera so that you can see exactly what you're getting. Okay. So first up, we have got the gorgeous Elegant Flower metal die set, and this is stunning. It's really, really pretty. It's going to enable you to create these really delicate, pretty flowers for your projects. If you love the Elegant Poinsettia, you are going to absolutely love this one. So that one is the Elegant Flower. Next up, we've got the gorgeous Butterfly Dreams, and this is really, really pretty. So you get an A6 stamp set in here, so you've got 2 butterfly designs on here and 2 sentiments. You've got just for you and thank you. And then in the die set, you've got an outline die, so you can cut out the stamp shapes, but you've also got an inner die as well. So if you cut the inner and the outer together, it's going to give you this really nice kind of filigree detailed butterfly. And you've also got the dies for the little bodies and a little tag die as well, which is really, really useful. Next up, we have got the gorgeous, beautiful butterfly frame, and this is a stamp and die set. Really, really pretty. So within here, you get that lovely frame stamp set. So you've got the lovely butterfly frame with the foliage behind. You've then got a sentiment in the middle, and you've got the dies that are going to cut out the frame and cut out the butterflies so that you can layer this up. Now, when you get this home, you may notice that you've got a couple of extra butterfly dies. And the reason for that is this mixes and matches with one of the other elements in the kit. the same as the Butterfly Dreams one. The small butterfly die matches with the stamp, but it also matches with the 3D Butterfly Cascade embossing folder. And this is gorgeous. So you can see how you've got that butterfly design that goes all the way up the middle there. You can be using your distress inks with this. You can use your gilding wax. You can be embossing this onto your pearl card and things like that too. It is going to be absolutely perfect. Next up, we have got the lovely Fabulous Floral frame. So the same concept as the butterfly one, but flowers this time and a different little verse in the middle. We've discovered a really cool little technique as well for inking these, so I'm going to show you that when I come to demo. And again, you've got the outline die, you've got a couple of little pieces of foliage, which are super useful, by the way. And you've got your dies for the flowers as well. So really, really pretty. You can see how this is all going to work perfectly together. And again, the dies from this set here, so from your frame set, mix and match with your Floral Fantasy 3D embossing folder. And you can see how useful this is going to be. So I'm going to show you how to use these together as we go through the demos and things like that. And of course, I've got lots of finished samples to show you too. So moving on with more of the kit. Yes, there is more. We have done some DL background stamps. And I absolutely adore working with these. DL stamps working in a landscape format make the most perfect way to kind of create a background on an 8x8 card. So we've got two stunning designs in here. We've got the floral background, which is this really pretty kind of dotty pattern with little flowers in there. You might notice this actually because it's a pattern that we took from one of our older paper pads because we thought that would make a lovely stamp if it was embossed. And then we've also got the delicate swirl as well. And seriously, it is amazing for creating backgrounds. Stamped and embossed in white pearl embossing powder just onto white card. It looks so elegant, beautiful for wedding cards as well. So those are your two DL stamps that you are getting in this collection. And then there is more. There is lots in here. We have then got the Fabulous Florals and Flutters paper pad. Now this paper pad is absolutely stunning. You are going to love crafting with this one. It's got really vibrant, beautiful, bright colours in here, which are just perfect for this time of year. So we have a little flick through. I'll show you this on the close-up cam in a moment, but you'll see we've got the little flowers that are in the frame, stamp and die set in here. We've got the butterflies as well on the patterns, but these are truly stunning papers. And you've got some plainer ones in here as well. You've got some stripes and some kind of checks and some butterflies, and we've got these beautiful marble designs in here too. Absolutely love using those. I think these are stunning. So if we have a little look through. So that is your paper pad. You're getting 48 8x8 sheets, 16 designs, and you get 3 sheets of each. Next up, I think you are all going to be really excited about this one. So this is something that we've wanted to do for like a really long time, but it's just been getting it right and finding which collection it's right to work with. So you know that I have done this for years. I absolutely love taking our foliage stamps, stamping and embossing them onto heat-resistant acetate, which was great to a point. But now, myself included, we are all struggling to get heat-resistant acetate that isn't super staticky. So what we thought is, why don't we take some of our designs and foil them onto acetate, which is exactly what we've done here. So you still will have a little bit of static on these when you pop your glitters on, rub them over with an anti-static bag on both sides. But what we've done is absolutely jam-packed the sheets with foliage. So you've got leaves on here, you've got our little kind of sprays, you've got flowers on here, you've got butterflies and things like that. So you can be glittering these up, cutting them out and tucking them in behind your flowers. And they look amazing. What I did personally is I took the full set, glittered them all in a day, and then sat and cut them all out, and then I have them in a little bag just ready to go on my projects. So you're going to get 2 different designs. You get 3 sheets in gold and 3 sheets in silver of each design, so that's 12 in total. You just cut these out with scissors. There's no die for them. You can literally just snip around the edge. Because these are on acetate, you don't need to be super precise with your cutting out either. They are absolutely brilliant. So that is your lovely foiled acetate. And then of course we knew that you'd want a little bit of bling to pop in the centres of those flowers. So in the I Need It All collection, you are also going to get a pack of our 12mm sparklers and a pack of our 10mm sparklers. And if you want to as well, you can take your alcohol pens and colour these. So if you want to make them pink or blue, you can do that too. So I'll pop the details in for the I Need It All collection. So you're going to get everything that I've just shown you, and I'll bring this in. Again, it is all available individually too. So everything for the full collection would usually be £143.88. But if you go for the I Need It All collection, it will be £118. So you can see how much you were getting in here. It is absolutely jam-packed full of goodies. So I'm going to show you on the other camera. This is the first time we've used this camera, so please do bear with me. I've sized it for cards, not for A4. I've just realised that. So it's quite zoomed in on the acetate, but you'll see what I mean in a moment. So I'm going to pop the graphic in now. There we go. So this is the lovely foiled acetate. So you can see that one here. So you can see the different designs you are getting in here. I've done a little graphic as well actually of this. Let me pop this in. So then you can see the designs that you are getting. So you can see how you've got the leaves in there. You've got all of the beautiful foliage. You're going to be able to glitter this. You're going to be able to cut it out and use it on your projects. It's going to work absolutely perfectly. So that is your foiled acetate that you are going to get in the I Need It All collection. Next up, we have got this beautiful paper pad. So you can see how gorgeous that is. You've got all of the different patterns in there, really, really pretty. I'll see if I can kind of open this up and have a little look through so you can see what you are getting in there. So you can see all of these beautiful patterns. They are absolutely gorgeous. We've got flowers in here, but these are the same kind of flowers that are used on the frame. So it's totally coordinated, really, really pretty. These are stunning. There we go. So that is your 8x8 printed paper pad. You are also going to get your 2 DL stamps. So these are fabulous for creating backgrounds. You can be inking over these. You can be stamping and embossing them. They look absolutely brilliant. So we've got that lovely floral design background, and we've also got the delicate swirl as well. So I'll pop this to one side. And then next up, we've got our 3D embossing folder in Floral Fantasy. So this is a 5x7 embossing folder. Really, really pretty. This is 3D as well. And we haven't done 3D embossing folders for such a long time. So you can see how pretty that is. And then, of course, these floral elements in the middle here, you are going to be able to use the dies from the floral frame stamp and die set to cut those out. So then you've got this beautiful large frame stamp that's going to be brilliant for creating a focal feature on your projects. And you've also got a little sentiment stamp in the middle of there too. Next up, if we were bringing you flowers, we had to bring you butterflies. So we've got the gorgeous Butterfly Cascade 3D embossing folder, and this is stunning. These butterflies look almost sculpted when you get these embossed and cut out. They are absolutely gorgeous. And again, we've really thought about the versatility with this collection. So you can then use the smaller butterfly from the Butterfly Dreams stamp and die set, which is this one here. And it's going to cut out the larger butterfly on your 3D embossing folder, which is this one here. Absolutely gorgeous. So that is your Butterfly Dreams stamp and die set. So we've got the stamp set here, and then we've got the dies. So your dies are in 2 parts. You've got the outline and the kind of filigree insert as well, so you can use those in different ways. Next up, we have got the beautiful butterfly frame stamp and die set. So you can see how perfect that's going to work. And again, some of these butterfly elements you can be using to die cut out the embossing from the embossing folder. Really, really pretty. And you've got a little verse in there too. And then next up, we have got that gorgeous elegant flower die set. I think lots of you are going to be going for this. It looks so, so pretty. Perfect for wedding cards. Perfect for creating beautiful embellishments for your projects. And then finally, in the I Need It All collection, you are also going to get 2 little packets of our sparklers. So you're going to get a 12mm and a 10mm pack. and you can see how gorgeous they are. These are super sparkly if you want to colour them in, so they've got a little bit of kind of colour to them. You can be using a little bit of like alcohol, your alcohol markers, your Copics or something like that, you can just colour over the top with. So that is your I Need It All collection. I'll pop the graphic back in for that, and I'll just grab the other bits and pieces. So I'm going to pop this box to one side, and I've got some other new things to show you too. So, not only have we got the beautiful new collection, we know how much you have been loving our 8x8 embossing folders. So we have got 2 brand new designs. I think this is probably a little bit of a surprise to everyone because we've not kind of teased these or anything on socials, but we've got 2 brand new 8x8 embossing folders. So first up, we've got Pretty Petals, which is like this beautiful geometric flower. Absolutely stunning. And then next up, we have got, this one is called, I always get this one wrong, Leafy Background. So a really beautiful leafy style design. This will be amazing for men's cards as well. Really, really useful design. It looks stunning on white pearl card. Absolutely gorgeous. So the embossing folders are available separately. We haven't put them in the I Need It All collection because you do need an A4 die cutting machine to pop these through. So these are available separately. They are $8.99 each, or you can get them both for $15.99. Okay, so you can see how beautiful they are. So that's £8.99 each, or £15.99 for the 2. So these are absolutely gorgeous. So those are your new embossing folders. Next up, we wanted to bring you a little goodie, little kind of treat too. So within the paper pad, our beautiful A4 leafy lace printed paper pad goes beautifully with this collection. So we haven't dropped the price yet, but the price will be dropping by 50% at launch time. So at 6 o'clock tonight, the price on this one will be dropped by 50%. So you'll be able to add this into your basket. So you've got beautiful double-sided A4 printed papers here. This is really hard to show you the colours, but they are absolutely gorgeous. You've got greens in here, blues, you've got pinks, purples, absolutely gorgeous. So if you maybe haven't had one of our A4 printed paper pads before, this is the perfect time to try it. So within here you get 50 sheets. They are A4 in size. You get 10 colours and you get 5 sheets of each, and they're all double-sided as well. Absolutely stunning. So that will be dropping by 50% at launch time. Not quite yet. And then we were like, what if you need some glitters to go with this collection? So Becca has very kindly gone through and put together a little selection of glitters for you that I will be popping on the website this evening. So within here, these are colours that we've already released, but we've gone through the paper pad and kind of specifically chosen them to go with this collection. So we've got Glistening Ice, we've got Pink Perfection, we've got Ocean Paradise, we have got Lemon Drop, we have got Lime Zing, and we have got Sweet Violet at the bottom there. So you can see these are really, really pretty colours. So that will be on the website as well. So that is all of the new goodies that I have to tell you about for tonight. So these will all be going live at 6 p.m. over at www.chloescreativecards.co.uk, and you'll be able to shop online. All of the shipping information is on our website, and of course all of the prices for the individual items will be displayed on the website too at launch time. So I'm going to pop some finished card samples in just for you to have a little look at, and while you're looking at those, what I'm going to do is I'll get out a few more finished samples and we'll have a little look at them on the close-up. Okay then, so we are back on Chloe Cam. So this is one of Christine's gorgeous cards that she has made using the brand new 3D embossing folder. And you can see how she's built those flowers up, absolutely beautiful. They are so pretty. So we've got those lovely, we've got that lovely embossed background, and you can see how she's coloured that in with her Copic pens and then glittered over the top. And she's made this into an oval shaped card, which is really unusual. Super pretty, and then she's used the little tag. This is from the Butterfly Dreams stamp and die set to add that little sentiment on there too. Next up, let me grab a different one because that shows you the embossing folder. Next up, we've got this one using that lovely floral frame stamp and die set. I've filmed this one as a YouTube video, so that'll be going up over the next few weeks, but you can see how pretty that looks. I'm going to show you how to do this colouring in the background because it is super duper easy to do to create this lovely kind of shaded effect. Next up, we've got this one here using that lovely Butterfly Dreams stamp and die set, and I've used one of the lovely embossing folders at the bottom as well. That is one of the brand new designs, and you've all been going crazy for those. You've been absolutely loving the 8x8 embossing folders. So you can see how pretty that then looks using those lovely lilac papers as well from the brand new paper pad. So pretty. Next up is this one using the butterfly frame stamp. And you can see how that one is looking. I've used the elegant flowers in the corner, and then this is that acetate glittered up. Doesn't it look absolutely amazing? So pretty, but so easy to do and so easy to use as well. So you're going to be able to glitter that up, allow it to dry, and then just cut out the acetate, and it's going to look fabulous as your foliage on your products, on your cards. So many things to remember today. Next up, we've got this one from Christine. And this one actually went up as a little sneak peek on Facebook and Instagram earlier. And you've all been going crazy for it. I have to say the photograph did look very good of this one. So you can see how you've got that 3D embossed detail in the middle there. And Christine has then inked over the top using a clear embossing ink pad. And then she's covered it with the sparkling snow wow powder and heated it up. And look at that effect that it gives you. It is stunning. She's then used that lovely floral background stamp to create her own backing paper in the background. And she's used the flowers from the embossing folder. She's cut them out and then made her own little 3D flowers at the bottom. Isn't that amazing? And then the little foliage die, that's from the frame stamp and die set. So you can see how everything within this collection is going to work perfectly together. Next up, we have got this lovely one that Becca's done, and she's used the Butterfly Dreams stamp and die set on this one. So you can see how she's done the stamp set underneath, and she's used that on mirror card. Really pretty. And then she's done the she's die cut out the inner and the outer edge die and glittered it up and layered it over the top. Look at that dimension, and look at that sparkle. It is absolutely gorgeous. Really pretty, and she's used those papers in the background and layered that all up. You can see how gorgeous that looks. This is the one of mine actually that I did. So this is using that elegant flower, and I did it all in white. I just wanted to use white and silver for this one, so I've created it more like a wedding card. And then I've used the new 8x8 embossing folder just across the bottom there. Can you see that detailing just across here? Really pretty. Embosses so well on pearl card. Absolutely stunning. And then using those flowers, glittering them up, and then using the acetate again. Chopping out all of your foliage from that foiled acetate. It honestly makes it so easy. So that is that project. Let me grab another couple. Got this one here. There are honestly, we've just gone on and on making finished cards with this one. So this is a one of Becca's. This is actually from the packaging. So you can see how she's used that swirl stamp just in the background there to build up her backing paper. And then she's used those elegant flowers just down the side there too. And you can see how pretty that then looks. Then take that one out of the way. We've then got a one with the lovely little, with the 3D embossing folder. Really pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got one of Glynis's here. So this is using the butterfly frame stamp and die set, and she's matte and layered that up with some of the papers too. Next up, we have got this beautiful one from Christine. So Christine's gone to town with those lovely raspberry pink colours, lots and lots of glitter and sparkle on there. But what I really like about this one is she's used kind of the waist underneath and die cut out the butterflies, then put some glitter behind and then cut out the filigree ones and pop them on the top. Doesn't that just look amazing? So, so pretty. Then, of course, for techniques like stamping and embossing onto acetate and glittering, these are going to be amazing. So that is another one of Christine's using that butterfly. Another one of Becca's here, using that butterfly cascade 3D embossing folder. Really, really pretty. And then this one is one of Becca's from the packaging. So again, she's used that outer edge die. So she's used kind of the plain butterfly die first. And she's die cut out the butterflies and then covered it with some pink glitter. And then she's die cut out the filigree one and popped it over the top and just inked a little bit down the middle. But doesn't that look stunning? But so, so easy to do. And then another one here using that lovely butterfly cascade 3D embossing folder. I'm going to leave that one just about there so you can have a little look at it. Just while I tidy up and grab a few more finished samples. I'm just going to show you a couple more and then we'll do a little demo. So let me pop these ones away. There's honestly just so many finished cards that I can be showing you today. We've really all kind of gone to town making the finished samples with this collection. There are just so, so many. Go. Right then, so that is the butterfly cascade. So then if we lift up the wings, you can see how pretty that is then going to look. Next up, we have got this one, which is of course from Christine in those lovely pink shades. You can see how she's used that delicate swirl in the background to create her own backing paper. Doesn't that look amazing, embossed in white on pink? Doesn't that look stunning? So, so pretty. And then she's used that butterfly in the middle and used the elegant flowers just in the corners. And then this one, you will see this one as a real close-up on the email that's going out tonight. This is a one of Glynis's. And you can see, look at the colours that Glynis has used on here. This is such a vibrant pop of colours, absolutely stunning. So she's used the backing papers on here, she's used that butterfly in the middle and kind of she's coloured it with our glitters, and then she's used that elegant flower and she's just inked that with the distress inks. So you can see how pretty that is. And then next up, we've got this one, which is lovely. This is from Christine and it's all in lovely pastel colours. So you can see how she's built that frame up and mixed and matched with some of our previous dies as well. So that is the butterfly frame. So you can see how everything within this collection is really going to kind of mix and match, and you're going to be able to use it all together. Or if you want to use just some kind of individual elements, you can do as well. So that is the Floral Frames and Flutters collection. It will be launching on our website at 6 o'clock tonight. So that is www.chloescreativecards.co.uk, where you'll be able to shop all of the goodies, including the new embossing folders, which we've kept a little top secret, and we've got some extra special offers on there too. So please do hop over and have a look. So I'm going to pop some finished card samples in so you can have a little look at those. So let me pick a different one this time. Don't think that I've shown you this image yet. So I'll pop these ones in. You can have a little look at the finished samples and I will get myself ready to do the first demo. So we're going to be using that lovely floral frame first, and we're going to be using one of the backgrounds as well. So I'm going to turn the microphone off just while I get ready, just so you don't hear me rustling under the desk. Okay then, so this is the card that we are going to be making first. So I'm going to show you, it's going to be a little bit of a variation on this one actually, because I was saying to Becca earlier, this is one of Becca's and she prepped it for me to show you all how to make today. But I've made a couple of little tweaks because since we've been using this collection, we've come up with more and more ideas. So I kind of re-prepped a little bit of it this morning. So I'm going to show you exactly how to make this now. So I'll pop the overhead camera in, and then you can have a little look at this one kind of in action so you can see what's happening. So this is what we're going to be creating. We are going to be using the floral, the frame, we're going to be using the floral background, and we're going to be using the elegant flower on this one. And I'm going to use some of the acetate too. So we will get started. So to start with, I'm going to take my floral frame stamp, which I've got over here on my acrylic block. And I am really into grey ink at the moment. I don't know why. I kind of go through phases where I just use the same things all the time. And we are in that phase. So we are going to use a little bit of plain white card. So let me just grab that in. I'm also going to take an anti-static bag. So we'll take this one here. I'm going to start by just dusting over our piece of card with that little anti-static bag. We're then going to take our VersaFine ink pad. So I'm using the VersaFine Claire in Morning Mist, which is a lovely kind of light grey colour. So we're going to ink up our stamp. And of course, if you haven't already got them, our acrylic blocks are brilliant. So they're going to fit those frame stamps on because they are quite a large image. So you do need a big enough acrylic block to be able to fit them on. And of course, we do have our acrylic blocks available on the website too. So give that a little ink up. And then we're going to take that and we're going to stamp it down onto our card. Like so. So you want firm, even pressure all over the image. And we'll lift that away. Like so, and you can see how we've got that lovely image using that frame stamp. So what we're then going to do is we are going to take a little bit of scrap paper and we'll take our Wow Clear Gloss Super Fine Embossing Powder and we're going to sprinkle that directly over the top. Like this. And then when we tap off the excess, we have got that lovely embossing powder coating that ink. So we're then going to heat, not throw the lid away. There we go, pick that back up. We are then going to heat this up using our heat tool. I can't get the lid back on, there we go. So we'll use our Wow heat tool and heat this up. I'm going to put the other camera in actually, this is exciting. There we go. Are we ready? Let's go. So we're going to heat this up. So to do that, we're going to be holding the heat gun still, and then as soon as that embossing powder starts to melt and change, we are going to move our way over the image. There we go. And then you can see how we've got that all nicely heated up. Now, what I've then gone ahead and done is I have cut out with scissors. So I've stamped that image again, just on a piece of scrap card or paper, and just cut out the details. So if I put the close-up camera in, you'll be able to see exactly where I've trimmed away on this one. So can you then see how I've just cut out the frame in the middle and cut some of the little flowers around the edge too. Okay, so that's going to create a little mask and we're going to ink over that. So if I pop the overhead camera back in now, go, flip that over, we're going to take our little kind of mask and just pop it down over the top. And then I'm just going to grab my ink pads and my blending brushes. Oh, I've got them on the counter. I'm rooting about under the counter there, looking for them, and they're here. So, we are going to be using 2 Distress Oxide colours. So we have got Twisted Citron and Peeled Pid. So we're going to start with the lightest colour first. If you really wanted to, you could pop a little bit of kind of tack in the middle just to hold this in place. But I just tend to hold it with my fingers. And then I go in with my blending brush, take my ink, and just start to work around the edge like this. So you can kind of just build this one up, and we have had a delivery of distress inks as well, so they are on our website. And then we're going to take a bit of peeled paint, so that's a bit of kind of like a darker green, and I kind of just concentrate that towards the middle, just working round, adding that ink in there. Like this. Okay, and then are you ready for the grand reveal? So when I peel this away, the little circle in the middle is plain, as are the flowers, okay? So it creates that kind of green foliage look around the background of the frame, but it's really, really easy to do. So if I pop the other camera in, there we go, you can see the effect that that then gives you, but it's so, so easy to do. So I'll pop that back down and put the other camera back in. So what we're then going to do is move those out of my way for starters. I'm going to grab a pink ink. So I'm going to use a bit of picked raspberry and a pink blending brush. So you're going to just take a little bit of the ink up onto the blending brush, and then we're just going to go into the middle of the flowers. And really, I'm not too stressed about this. I just want to get a little bit of colour onto there. So I'm only doing this on the larger flowers as well. I'm not doing it on the smaller ones. And I have to say, I'm a big fan of colouring in with distress inks at the moment, because especially with flowers, it makes it so, so easy. So, bit of ink in the middle. And it's super duper simple to do. Okay, so then you can see how we've got the pink and the green. Really, really easy to do. So what I've then done is quickly blasted that over with a heat gun. And I've got one that's already dry. I can pick this one up. There we go. So we've got this one here. And what I've done on this one is I have taken a little bit of that lime zing glitter and a little bit of chunky crystallina and just infilled the flowers and infilled the leaves. So I'll just give that a dust off, because obviously where my ink was still a little bit wet earlier, it's kind of just clung. And if I bring that one in, there we go, you'll be able to see how we've then added the glitter onto there. So that's now completely dry. So what I'm going to do is grab in my dye, and we're going to dye. Here we go. You've got your lovely outer edge. And it just takes a little bit of kind of manoeuvring, oh, she says, and does it first time, a little bit of manoeuvring round and kind of just lining it up. The points that I tend to look for are the flowers and the leaves, like this. And then you can kind of just twist it and pop it into place wherever it needs to be. So we're going to line that up. Then we're going to grab a little bit of low tack tape. And we'll just die cut this out. So always tape in 2 places just to stop that die from moving when it goes through your machine. And then we'll take our die cutting plates. So I'm going to use my base plate, my plastic shim, my die cut side up and my cutting plate on the top. And then I've got my Gemini set up just next to me here. So I'll just run that through. And then we'll grab that at the other side and lift that out. There we go. And you can see how we've then got that beautifully die cut frame. So if I pop that one in there, there we go. You can see how it then creates that lovely, where am I going here? There we go. That lovely little frame there. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side and we're going to start to build up our card, and then we'll come back to that lovely die cut frame in a second. So let me just move these bits and pieces out of the way. So for my base card, I have done a little bit of matting and layering already. I've got an 8x8 card blank and I've stuck a piece of azalea mirror card just onto there. I've then taken a piece of the striped patterned paper, which is out of the paper pad, matted that onto a piece of white and glittered around the edge using Crystallina glitter. We've then got some foam pads just on the back, and we are going to peel those off and then stick this down. Just going to make sure my card's the right way up. So that'll then get stuck onto our base card. Next up, we've got a piece of azalea mirror card. So we're going to stick that down. And then we'll stick this one on here. Like so. And then next up, I've got a piece of white pearl card that I'm going to stick on the top of there. Again, just on a few foam pads. Just take the backs off of those. There we go. And then we'll pop that to one side. And then next up, I've got a piece of azalea pearl card, which we've just trimmed down to fit on top of here, like so. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to emboss a background onto here. So I'm going to grab my floral background stamp, and we'll also take a clear embossing ink pad. So this is the Wow Clear Embossing Ink Pad. It is back in stock on our website as well. So if you have been kind of after one of those, it was out of stock for ages. And basically I begged Wow to bring it back, and they have. So that is the lovely Clear Embossing Ink Pad. So we're going to dust over our card with a little anti-static first. That is just going to get rid of any kind of sticky fingerprints, anything like that that you may have on your card. We're going to take our Clear Embossing Ink Pad and we're going to ink up the stamp like this. It is a large stamp, so again, our acrylic block set is perfect. So then we're going to take this, we're going to place this down onto our card and press. So you want firm, even pressure all over the image. And then we're going to lift that off. So lift that away, and can you very faintly see the pattern that we've got there? We're going to grab in our scrap paper and we're going to take some opaque, bright white superfine Wow powder, and we'll sprinkle that straight over the top. Then we'll give that a little shuffle, get rid of any excess. There we go. So then we'll pop that straight back into the jar. And then we are going to take our stamp again. I'm not going to heat it. If you want to heat it, you go for it. But I'm pretty confident that I'm going to just line this up. So again, we are using that clear embossing ink pad, inking up our stamp. And then we're going to take this, we're going to line it up. Do you know what? I'm going to put you on the other camera so that you don't see my roots. There we go. Oh, I think I had you on the other camera actually, sorry. There we go, let me pop that one back in. There we go, right then. So we're going to line this up. So I'm going to hover over the top and then line that up and press. Okay, and then we're going to lift this off. It's like magic, this, isn't it? And then hopefully we've pretty much got that border lined up. So then we'll take our scrap paper again. There we go. We'll take that in, give it a little shake over. There we go. And tap away any excess. And then you can see, I'm going to have to handle this really carefully. We've got a full background paper basically that we've made ourselves with the stamps. So we'll pop that excess powder straight back into the jar. And then we'll heat this up. So again, I'm going to use my heat tool. So I'm going to hold that heat gun still. And then once that embossing powder starts to melt and change, we are just moving over that image. Imagine this in all of your lovely glittery embossing powders. It is going to look absolutely amazing. So we're just going to heat this up. And that is then that beautiful background all created. Really, really stunning. And you, again, you're just going to be able to create your own beautiful backing papers yourself at home, which is fabulous. So you can see how pretty that then looks. So I'll pop this back in on the overhead. I've just noticed I've missed a bit of embossing there. Just heat that little bit there. That little bit there. It's really hard in here because we've got like so many lights looking at me right now. So it looks nice and bright for you at home, but it's a bit dazzling when I'm looking at them and trying to craft. So we're going to stick that down onto our card blank. So I'm going to use a few, oh no, I'll just stick it flat actually. I was going to use foam pads, but we'll just stick it down. So a little bit of Floral all-purpose just on the back like this. And then we'll stick that down onto our base like so. There we go. And then we can take that lovely frame and we can stick that into the middle. Let me have a little look. I think we're going to stick it about there. So I'm going to use some foam pads to do that. So let me grab, I wonder if I've got 3mm actually, 2mm. Yeah, we'll use 3mm, a little bit more depth. So pop your foam pads just onto the back here. And we'll peel the backs away. And we're going to stick that down about there. Like so. And then what we have done is we have taken the dies that come within the set. And I've got a little board to show you this actually. I'll grab the board in. This one. So what we've done is we have taken the dies that come within the set. So these here, and I've not really bothered with the smaller ones, I've only done the bigger ones. And we've just stamped that image again and then die cut those out and added a little bit of glitter. Okay, and then we're going to layer these up over the top. So we're going to put one here, and one here. So you can just take your little die cut images. So again, then it just saves cutting out, doesn't it? So then we'll pop that there. So there's a question about what glue did I use for the mats and layers. It's just Floral all-purpose glue. That one there. It's in like a red bottle. Okay, so I'm going to layer this up now. So I'll grab a little bit of pin flare, glue gel. That one is blocked. This is my own fault. I'm terrible for leaving the lids off things. It's because when we get busy and we get filming things, I just throw things everywhere is the issue. So we're going to pop that there. And then we'll pop this one over here. See how that's then layering up really pretty. And then we're going to take some Bling. So I think this is Chloe's favourites that I'm using. You can use any though, really. Just want the pink jewels. So we'll take a couple of jewels. Want my normal glue now. There it is. Jewel there and a little jewel there. Okay, and then I'll put some tweezers. And then I'm going to drop some smaller jewels in here. And I'm going to put like some silvery ones in the middle of these ones. Oh, that was a disaster there. Just nearly knocked the entire box over. A little bit of glue. And then we can just layer this up. So put one there. One over here. And one over here. Okay. Right, so that's then that part done. So I'm going to pop that to one side whilst we work on the rest. So next up we have taken the Elegant Flower die. So this is how your die is going to come to you. So it's going to look like this one here. So you can see the different parts that it comes in. I'll show you how to cut it out. So I'll do the largest one. It's a little bit easier to see on the camera, isn't it? So you are going to die cut one large filigree from some mirror card. So I'm using Azalea mirror card here. And you're going to cut two large from the Azalea pearl. You're going to cut 4 medium from the Azalea pearl and 2 of the filigree from Azalea mirror, or whatever colour mirror that you are using. So I'm going to grab my plates in. So I'm on my magnetic or in this one. There we go. Absolute carnage at the side of this counter, I have to say. So we've got our base plate, our plastic shim. I'm going to put the magnetic in because it's quite detailed, and then I'm going to put my cutting plate on the top. And then we're going to run that through the Gemini. I'm going to get rid of that embossing powder because we're finished with that. And then I have got some that I've already cut out. So then when we take that out and we take a little pokey tool, just press the die through. Might have gone a little bit too heavy on the pressure here. Just have to be a little bit careful because it is a filigree die, especially when you cut in mirror card. Just going to ease that out using the little release holes. Go. You can see how we've then got that flower all die cut out. So you would just go in with your little pokey tool and just remove any of the little excess bits that are still in the die, and that would then be your little flower. That is all right here. Really pretty. So pop that all to one side and I'll grab in the bits that I've already got die cut. So you'll notice on the plain one, you've got kind of little, they're not cut lines as such, they're more like little score lines. And what we can then do is just, it helps you with the shaping. So you can kind of roll these between your fingers to lift these up a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to put that on top of there. And then we'll take our one that we've just die cut and pop this one down. So a little bit of glue on there. And then I've got one of those lovely sparklers to go in the middle. I'm just going to leave mine in silver, but like I said earlier, if you want to colour them with your pens, you can do. Got one flower that I made up earlier, and I'm looking, I would like my other little die cut bit. There it is. Right, so we've got our little middle size flower here too. So then we'll just work round and we'll just layer this all up. So then we'll take that middle size one and layer this here. And then we're going to take a little jewel, little sparkler, pop that in the middle. And there we go. Okay, and then we're going to grab this in. I'm going to pop the large one at the bottom and then we're going to put two other ones at the top. So just on the back. Again, when you're at home, you've got a little bit more time than I have, so I do like to try and leave things to dry, if I can. Like so. So then, I have skipped ahead and grabbed some of our lovely foiled acetate, which is very exciting. So, oh look, it's dried, perfect. So if I pop the other camera in, you have a look. There we go. So this is your luxury foiled acetate. So if I grab a bit of card and pop that in behind, there we go. You can see the kind of designs that you've got in here. So I've just picked some leaves from this one, and we're just gonna, so what I've done is turned it over. So I'm working on the back. I've used my Art Glitter Dries Clear Glue. Okay, so this is the one that we use all the time for our glittering. I would recommend using the Dries Clear glue on your acetate because it's a super strong glue, so it's really going to hold the glitter in place. Things like your glue pens and stuff like that aren't going to be able to hold it. So what I've done is gone in with my glue, infilled those little leaves on the back and covered it with Mint Crisp Sparklicious glitter. So when it's wet, it looks all white. Then when it dries, you get the glitter shining through like this. So we're then going to cut those out and use those on our project. So what we'll do is I'll pop the camera in so that you can see. There we go. So we will take some scissors and just cut this out. So I'm going to use my scissors, and because this is acetate, you can be really rough in how you trim around the edge here. And a little top tip as well, if you use more silver than gold, the gold sheets are actually silver on one side. So you can use all silver if you want to, just turn them over and use it. So you're using the back, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go in and put these out. So just using my scissors, and it's really easy to trim around the acetate. I have to say, I personally find these spring cut scissors do make a big difference as well. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to trim around. Like so. If you all love the acetate as well, I think we could probably do more of this kind of thing. I think there's definitely potential there. We have loved working with it. It's made it so much easier, and I think we've kind of been known for our really elaborate kind of floral projects over the years, and it's a technique that we've done for such a long time. So we are going to take this, just trim round. Again, I'm not being too careful. I've just very roughly cut round the edges there because you're not really going to see it. And then we can take our bits of foliage and start to tuck these in, just underneath the flowers, like so. I'm going to trim a bit off the bottom of there. And then a little bit of pin flare just to stick that down. So you can see how we've then started to build that card up. Okay, and then we can take, I've taken a little die cut circle. I've die cut one from white and one from azalea pearl card. Can't pick the other one up. There we go. And we're going to just stamp a sentiment to go in the middle. So we'll take the stamp. I'm hoping I've got the stamp set in here actually. Yes, I've got the sentiment. Yeah, so I've got the sentiment that's from the middle of the frame stamp set. So I'm going to ink that up. I'm just going to do it in grey, then it'll match the piece that we've already done. And then we're going to place that down and press. So we want firm even pressure all over the stamp. Then we'll lift that away. I'm going to emboss this because we're doing it on pearl card, just so then it dries. So we'll take clear gloss superfine, sprinkle over the top. Tap away the excess. And then we'll heat this up. So I'll grab my little heat tool. Okay, and then we are going to take some foam pads. So we'll take a couple of foam pads just onto here. One on the back of there, and one on the back of here. Pop that in the middle of there. And then pop that in the, oh, I've not stuck that very straight, have I? Go. Pop that in the middle of there. So you can see how that's all starting to come together really nicely now. And then if we want to, we can then just take some little jewels and add those into the background. So if I grab this one in that was the finished one, we were actually on a bit of a foliage shortage when we did this one. We didn't have any acetate to use, so we just used a die cut. But you can see how fabulous that is then going to look. So that is your fabulous floral frame, your floral background, and the elegant flower that we have used on this project. So what I'm going to do is pop some finished samples in for you to have a little look at. I'll knock the microphone off, and then I've got one more demo that I'd love to show you all. Right then, so this is what we are going to be making next. So we are going to be using that lovely 3D butterfly embossing folder. I'm going to be showing you how to layer this up. So this is actually one of Glynis's projects, but I just loved how she did this, so I thought, oh, need to show you all that. So to start with, we're going to start with a piece of plain white card, and we've got a huge variety of distress inks. Now I'm probably using slightly different ones to the ones that Glynis has used, but I have got, let me put them in order, not that one. I've got Twisted Citron, Squeezed Lemonade, Mustard Seed, Picked Raspberry, Shaded Lilac and Tumbled Glass. So I've kind of just gone for some like rainbow looking colours. If I pull those forward, and then you'll be able to see which ones I am using. Okay, so really pretty colours, but I wanted to show you how to use the embossing folder. So let me grab, this was me earlier because I changed all of the demos up and decided to just re-prep it. So I'm going to find my guillotine. So I'm going to trim my card down to 5 by about 7. And it'll fit inside the folder. Okay then. So we're going to take our card and we're going to take a bit of scratch card to work on too. And then we are going to take our greens first. So we'll take Twisted Citron, which is the lovely vibrant green. So I'm using my little blending brush, starting off the page and just adding a little bit of colour onto here. And there we go. Then we're going to go to Squeezed Lemonade. So this is a lovely vibrant yellow. You can kind of work up as far as you want to. So we're going to ink all over here. We have added a load of distress ink onto the website as well this week, so we've had a massive like restock of them. Next up I'm going to take Mustard Seed, which is like an orangey yellow. So we'll start to blend that in, and I'm just doing this kind of in stripes across the card. So that's Mustard Seed. So that's a lovely vibrant orangey yellow. Next up, I'm going to go in with my picked raspberry, which I always want to call pickled raspberry for some reason, but it's definitely picked. So I think my picked raspberry is a little bit worn out. It is one of my personal favourite colours. So we'll blend that across there. We'll add a little bit more with the mustard seed into it, so then you're starting to get that blend when you blend the colours. And then a little bit more picked raspberry. If you have your normal distress inks as well, you could use normal distress inks for this. You don't necessarily have to use the oxides. Okay, so that's that one. And then next I'm going to use a bit of Shaded Lilac. That's the purpley one. There we go. And then next up, we are going to take Tumbled Glass, which is a pale blue. Oh, working on the green there. Let me flip that round. So then we're blending these in. So oxides are quite a creamy ink. So they've got pigment in there, a bit more of a hybrid ink pad, whereas your standard distress inks are dye based. So these take a little bit longer to dry. And they are a little bit easier personally, I think, to blend. So that then will create your lovely kind of rainbow background. Really, really pretty. You can spend a bit more time than I have blending the colours together, which is what I have done on the ones that have dried. So we're then going to do a little bit of embossing with our 3D embossing folder. Now, then, I can do this one. Just working out, I don't want to waste my card here. So we're going to work out which way. So we want like the raised piece to be touching the plane, and we want the card to be embossed. So we want like the kind of, not indented, I don't think that's the right word. The side that feels like it dips in a little bit, you want that to be in contact with that rainbow effect. So we're then going to take our base plate, our magnetic sheet and our plastic shim. I think that is the right plate combo. And then we're going to run that through our Gemini. And then we'll take that out. And you will see the effect that we've got with those lovely embossed. Let me move these inks out of the way and then you might be able to see it. If I pop it on the other camera, you have a look. There we go. So if I pop that in, you can then see that lovely 3D embossed effect that we've got on there. So I've taken one of those and I've already taken it and glittered it because I wanted it to be dry for when we did this demo. So what I've done is I've gone in and just glittered the little swirl in the background and glittered a couple of the smaller butterflies as well. What we're going to do with this one is I'm going to take some of the dies. So I'm going to be using the dies from the butterfly frame and the die from the Butterfly Dreams. Now it's completely up to you how you do this. You can either die cut them out first, then emboss them, or you can emboss them, then die cut them. It just depends. The embossing and then die cutting can squish your embossing just a little bit, just because of the pressure of the die cut machine. There's not really anything that we can do about that, I'm afraid. So what we're going to do now is tape these down into place. So that's going to go there. Basically, you just look at your die set and work out which butterfly goes with which. And then you can just tape that down there. To be that one. Nope, the smaller one. 50-50. You can see how many dies you're getting in these sets. So we went back and forward so many times to get these right. And then one, I think. No. That one, no. Look. No, it was this one that we have a die for. Glynis has cut one out by hand on the finished sample. That's what's throwing me there. So it's this little one here that has a die. So it's the 4 going across the middle. Okay, and then we're going to run that through our die cutting machine. So to do that, I'm going to use my base plate, my plastic shim and my cutting plate on the top. So then we'll run that through like so. And then we'll just grab that at the other side. And we've push these out. We've got our lovely die cut butterflies that are all ready to go. So what we've then done is taken our base card and stuck these on. But before we do that, we've done some on vellum. So you're going to take a piece of white vellum. I've got one that's already dry, but I'll show you the embossing folder on it first. So let's put that magnetic sheet in again. I'm going to take that embossing folder, pop that into our plain white vellum and run that through the sheet. She says. I think I might have the Gemini a bit close to the wall today. It's been a little bit temperamental. I've moved it to the one that I normally use. So we're running through there, and then we'll grab that at the other side, lift that out, and you can see, and put that on the other camera. There we go. You can see that beautiful embossed detail on the vellum. So what we're then going to do is take that vellum, turn it over, so we're working on the back of it, okay? And we're just going to focus on these ones at the bottom. So you're going to go in with your inks. So I've gone with mustard seed there, and a bit of pickled raspberry, or picked raspberry, not pickled. It's in my head now, that's it, isn't it? So you're going to go in, and just these two larger butterflies at the bottom, you are going to ink up with whatever colours you fancy. So it's going to look a right mess on the back like this. But then once we die cut them, they're going to look amazing. So I've got one here where the ink is hopefully dry. So I'm going to take my dies again. I'm going to pop these over the top. So that can go there. And then this one can go here. And then I'm going to take my cutting plates, buried away, there they are. So I'm going to take my base plate, my plastic shape, my cutting plate on the top, and then we're going to put that there, run that through. And grab that when it gets to the other side. Oh, I know I've torn that one. It's far too rough with it there. Dear. We might we might just use this one. We'll do another one. I was too rough trying to push it out of the vellum there. When it had cut. There we go. Put that there. That there. Run that back through. Take two. Let's try again. I think for wedding invites and things as well, the embossing folders would be nice because would be quite quick and easy to do. So if we grab that at the other side, there we go. Right, I'm going to be much more careful this time. There we go. I think it's because it's so fine. There we go. Right, so pop that to one side. And what I've done is I've taken our scalloped and pierced rectangle dies, which are back in stock, and I've taken an 8x8 card and I've basically made a base card with it. So I'm going to stick some mats and layers just over the top. So I've got one here which is the same size, and I've just edged that in Crystallina. And then what I thought we could do is we could use, I'm going to put the overhead camera in just so you can see what I'm doing. Thought we could use the new paper pad and have a little look and pick a paper out to use on this card. So, should have a paper pad somewhere. There it is. So we can have a little flick through. I'm going to take my, straight away I'm veering towards the rainbow one, I can't lie. I think that would look pretty stunning. But we can, we can have a little look, we can decide, oh, that's quite nice as well. We can decide which one we want to use. So there are loads of different gorgeous patterns within here. Oh, that's quite nice as well. Quite like that one. So you can kind of just have a little look through and then decide. I'm going to go back to my original idea and I'm going to use the rainbow one. So I think you've all been loving this one. So we're going to take that rainbow paper and we're going to decide which little section we want. I'm going to be really awkward and cut a piece straight from the middle. I'm going to take my next die in, which is my pierced rectangle. Pop that bang in the middle there. And I'm just going to tape this down in place. And then I'm going to take my cutting plates, run this through my Gemini. Oh, actually, you know what? Even plain. Quite like that as well. Oh, my word. So many. No, we'll stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. Stick with the rainbow. Okay. So, pop that in. Run that through. And then we'll take that out. Take this away. What's going on with this Gemini today? It's not cutting all that well. Right, we'll put that through again. Right then, so pop that over there and we're going to just mat and layer this up. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue onto the back of here and stick this down. And then I'm going to take a little bit of glue onto this one. I'm going to stick this down. And we'll put that on with some foam pads. So, take the backs off these. Okay, and then we'll stick this down. There we go, so you can see how that's coming together. And then we're going to start to take these lovely butterflies and stick these on top. So a little bit of glue just down the middle of the bodies. So a little bit of glue and then stick that over the top there. Like that. And then, oops. A little bit of glue again. Just grab these ones in. Stick that one down. Bit of glue. Stick that one down. And then what I would do with this little one for the top is I would take a little bit of pin flare. And put that on, but I'd stick it so it's at a little angle, like that. Okay, so turn that around. You can see how that's starting to come together now. Just needs a bit more bling, a bit more sparkle. That's going to take it to the next level. And then we're going to take our vellum butterflies. Stick these ones on the top there. So just layering this up. Stick that down there. And then we can take a little bit of our dries clear PVA. Now this is going to look really ugly when I do this, but trust me, when it dries, it's going to look much nicer because you'll get the colour shining through from underneath, like we have done on Glynis's here. So then you can kind of just go in, pop in your little dots of PVA where you want them. Like that. A little bit of glue. Just all over. Like that. Really, really stunning. And then we're going to take chunky Crystallina. Maybe I'll put it somewhere. Hidden it behind the iPad there. Let's take a bit of chunky Crystallina and just going to chuck that over the top. And then you can see how we've got the sparkle on there. So what I would do to then finish this off is I would just add a little sentiment. So you could even use the little tag from the Butterfly Dreams set. And then you can also take some of our little self-adhesive sparkles. These are stunning. I think these get overlooked so much on the website, but they are gorgeous. They are super duper sparkly little jewels. So you can just take a few of these and dot them about in the background, like so. And that would then be your finished cards. If I turn that round, that's the one I've just made. But then when all of that glue dries, it'll have that really pretty effect like Glynis's does here. And you can, of course, always add a few more jewels and things into the middle as well. So I'll leave that card there just while I move these bits and pieces out of the way. Get rid of my glue and things. Get rid of these as well. Little tidy up over here. Want to get this bit, ooh, it's terrible. Want to get this bit of card here. There we go. Right, so you can see how that is how your finished card will come together. So that is your Floral Frames and Flutters collection. So what I'll do, I'll put some finished card samples in, I'll pick the box back up, and then we can have a little look at what's in the collection again, and I'll just give you a little recap, and then, yeah, that'll be it for the live today. Okay then, a few finished card samples. There we go. I will knock the microphone. Okay then, so that is your Floral Frames and Flutters I Need It All collection. There is so much jam-packed in here. Of course, you can either buy the full collection or all of the items will be available individually on our website tonight at 6 o'clock. That is when everything launches. So I'll pop the camera back on. So of course, that is your fabulous collection, but if you joined from the start, you will know we have some other fabulous goodies too. So we've got some brand new 8x8 embossing folders, and we've got a couple of little offers on the website too. So I'll pop the close-up cam in, Chloe cam, that's what I'm going to start and call it. There we go. We'll pop that in there, and then I will show you the two new 8x8 embossing folders. So we've got the beautiful Pretty Petals design, which is this one here, and I've dug out a couple of card samples to show you. These have been made by my mum, Corinne, who is now a crafter. So there we go. So we've got Sending You a Little Sunshine, and you can see how she's used that embossing folder in the background, and she's added a little bit of glitter onto there too. So that's your Pretty Petals design. We've then got the leafy background, which is this one here, and this is gorgeous. Just show you this on black pearl card. Look at that. That's it embossed. Bit of gilding wax over the top of there would look gorgeous. Or on the back, that is debossed. It's absolutely stunning. So that is the leafy background, and then a little card to show you with this one. Be this one here. So you can see how she's used the star in the middle here, and then she's used that embossing in the background. So those are your 2 new embossing folders. They're available individually. They are £8.99 each, or you can get them both for, I think it's £15.99 for the 2 folders. So those are your 2 new embossing folders. On top of that, our gorgeous A4 leafy lace printed paper pad will be dropping to half price at 6 o'clock tonight, because these colours go perfectly with your lovely printed paper pad that you get in the I Need It All collection. So have a little look. I think if I went this way, this was better. There we go. If you have a little look on the website tonight, you will see this has dropped by half price. It is absolutely gorgeous. So this is your leafy lace printed paper pad. A4 in size, and you get 50 sheets in there. And Rebecca has very kindly put together a little set of glitters. So if you haven't got any of our Sparklicious glitters and would like a collection to get started with this kit, she's popped together a set of 6, and these will be on the website too. Any of you who have been collecting our products for a while will probably have these in your stash. So the colours you get are Glistening Ice, Pink Perfection, Ocean Paradise, Lemon Drop, Lime Zing and Sweet Violet. So those are the colours, and they are gorgeous. So that is all from me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really hope that you will love this new collection, and you are going to love crafting with it when you get it home. It has been fabulous seeing all of your makes in the Chloe's Creative Cards Facebook group, so please do keep them coming. I will see you again very, very soon, hopefully. We've got lots of content coming up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram as well. Hopefully you've been loving some of our little shorter videos as well. We've been popping on a few little tips and techniques, which is really cool. So thank you all for joining me. All of the new goodies will be on our website tonight, which is www.chloescreativecards.co.uk, and they will be available from 6 p.m. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you again very soon.